Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Revolution Radio. It's Tuesday night, so this is the Idavox Report.
It is the Idavox Report final show for about a month. And then we come back on September 14th. My name is Daryle Lamont Jenkins. Behold, to my he's over. He's right there. Brian Powers. I'm trying to figure out which way do I go. This way. This is Brian Powers. Right here. And somewhere in the midst is the legendary right below. Right below is a Christian Perez. He's hanging with us.
How we doing, guys?
And as I said before, this is the Idavox Report, and we have no guests. We have a lot of time to shoot the shit about a lot of things, and we're going to on this final day, on this final broadcast before we chill for the month of August, unless something comes up. We might, who knows, something might go down. And we're going to have to cover it just so everybody can, figure out what the hell went down. I mean, summer does that, especially the summers as of late. So, but no, failing that, we'll be back on September 14th. I was saying the Tuesday after Labor Day, but that'll be the next day. And I don't know if I'm ready to I don't know if I'll be fully recovered from Labor Day yet. So we're gonna do Tuesday. We're gonna do the next Tuesday, which will be the 14th. I don't know what we're gonna do yet. We're probably gonna have new intros. I'm probably gonna have a new set, a set that actually is I guess up to the level of what Idavox is, So I'll be sitting outside all winter. No. So what's been going on, Christian?
Nothing really new, just hanging out. I did have a chance this weekend to check out the documentary Summer of Soul from summer of '69. It's amazing. About the Harlem Cultural Festival of 1969, placed as Woodstock. And, as the tagline says, it was the amazing footage. It sat in a basement for 50 years. I mean, it's chock A-listers. I mean, it's got B.B. King, Mahalia Jackson, Sly Stone. It's got the Chambers Brothers are on, I think, was it the first episode of the Idavox Report? The first episode, we had Lester Chambers. Chris Rock was in it. David Ruffin from Temptations, Gladys Knight, Nina Simone, two Latin artists like Mongo Santa Maria and Ray Barretto. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's a good documentary.
My father loved him.
Yeah, dude. It's a good documentary.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
I gotta watch. See, sadly, I haven't gotten the chance to see it because it's just been crazy for me. It's just been really crazy for me. But I wanna but I gotta check it out. This is my jam.
Yeah,
this is my jam. Good. I mean, I watched CBS Sunday Morning, and Questlove, who produced the documentary, was talking about it. I turned on CBS Sunday Morning, and all they were doing was showing scenes from they said no, this is the show that no one really talks about, the concert that no one really talks about. I'm sitting there looking at it. I thought it was Watch Stacks.
No, it was.
I thought it was Watch Stacks at first glance, and then I found out there was another thing. I was like, another thing? Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really good.
And it was in Harlem.
Yeah, it apparently it was like a whole. So it's like a series of weekends, but they a lot of panning of the crowd. They got David Ruffin. He left the Temptations. It's really cool, really cool. It's got people who are teased. The Fifth Dimension, who sings like "Let the Sun Shine In."
Away, my beautiful balloon.
Hey, but it's great. Staples singers. So they have Mavis Staples and Mahalia Jackson doing a duet of Prince Lord, which is MLK's favorite song, and Jesse Jackson leads them in. It's awesome. It's awesome. You got to check it out. This is Christian Perez, 2 thumbs up. This is 5 Hammer and Sickles.
Brian, did you see it yet?
I've seen the commercials for it, and that's it. So, I mean, but this really pumped me up, and even just the commercials got me interested. So this conversation has certainly piqued that interest. I'm probably going to have to check it out.
They do. It's great. It's great. A whole segment on like Spanish horror.
That's awesome. And hearing, comrades, Lester Chambers is involved with something. I mean, that's really exciting that there's a little tiny connection there, a little thread of separation between us and that movie. That's wild to me. That's really wild. So just more appreciation for, the Chambers brothers and their contributions to so many different things. And, I'll just encourage people to look back on the website, www.njrevolutionradio.com and check out the interview with them, because it was a very fun interview. And, their contribution, man, it just hits me that, hey, cool, we really hung out with some cool people. That's awesome.
Yeah, indeed. And speaking of cool people, for those who don't know, I turned 53 on Thursday, and I celebrated by going to Newark, the NJ Pack, New Jersey, Performing Arts Center, where they have this free concert series coming up. Free concert series going on during the summer. They gave us Rakim.
Yeah, man, I saw that.
Man, I have videos on standby here, and I'm trying to see if I have my any of the Rakim footage. I should show it. I think it's on my external, which I have over there in the bag. So I may get up for a minute to see if I can see at the very least end the show with some Rakim, with just a little bit of Rakim.
That was
can we get away with it? But listen, it was a hell of a show, particularly because he sang everything we knew. He did everything we knew. I ain't no joke. I used to let the mic smoke, now slam it on the ground, make sure it's broke. Thinking of a master plan. Nothing but sweat inside my hand.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, follow the leader. Oh man, it was a good show. It was a good show, and they got some other shows coming up that I want to check out. Particularly, that's one of the reasons. Well, the shows are on Thursdays. They have this band that I got into when I was on a show in Knoxville about a year or two ago called there's this band out of New York actually called Brass Against, and I guess it's short for Brass Against the Machine, and then they just cut it officially to Brass Against. And the reason why they do that is because they're a cover band that does hard rock songs or whatever in with a brass section. So Brass Against, obviously Killing in the Name of, Bomb Track, they do that with a brass section. They do a couple of Tool songs, and I just heard them do Cherub Rock by Smashing Pumpkins, and it's Brass Against is no joke. Brass Against is no joke, and I'm in love with their lead singer, and that's the other thing. But she can sing her ass off. I mean, wow. Sister can do it. I want to say Uriba or something like that. I can't remember her name, but they got this rotating list of singers. I mean, I should pop off some Brass Against. I mean, we should have just made this a music show. Really, should have made this music show, because at the end of it all, one of the other bands I want to see is that they have is Third World, and Third World is going to be tough because this is going to be the first time I've seen Third World without Bunny Ruggs. Bunny Ruggs was their lead singer. He passed away, I think, in 2014. And he was the voice of Third World. And so it's just going to be, for me, it's going to be like weird.
But I've never heard of them. I'm going to have to give them a listen.
Oh, yes, you did. Now that we found love, what are we going to do with it?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Got it.
Try John Love.
Everybody knows. That was Heavy D.
So yeah, I'm really.
We have to mark a passing. That's right. We have to mark a passing. That.
Oh
that
yes, I heard.
Biz. We was a week, maybe 10 days ago. Biz Marquis. We didn't know the passing.
Yeah,
one of the greatest love songs ever written in the history of anything. I mean, maybe you got what I need.
Of course, I'm singing it.
Anybody could sing that song. Anybody can sing that song. The brilliance of that is the comedy, and watching that video, hearing upon his passing. Of course, you were struck with that immediate, oh my God, I can't believe this icon that I'm so familiar with is dead, and it was sad and all that. And then, I scroll up and I find the full-length video of that song, and I start cracking up, dying laughing, having a great time, remembering that song, if you weren't alive or if you don't remember that time, was the whole culture for a good couple of months. And oh man, to lose Biz Marquis, that hurt, man.
It was sweet. I'm gonna tell you, my memory of Biz Marquis is when I believe, and I've always wanted to find this out. If it was the first time he ever been on stage, I talk a lot about it was actually my second or third concert in life. It was something called the Crush Groove Christmas Party. It was being held in Madison Square Garden on, I believe it was December 26, 1985. It was the first hip hop concert ever held at Madison Square Garden, ever done in Madison Square Garden. I believe I still have the ticket stuff, but I can't find it. And this was Run DMC wasn't able to play because Run got a collapsed lung or something like that, so they had to pull him off the bill. But check out this list. LL opened up.
They had him as the curtain jerker.
He was doing the "I Can't Live Without My Radio" days, and that's
my favorite LL song. That's my favorite LL song.
Oh man! But so we had LL opening up. After him, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Now, a lot of people don't know who the hell that is, but I believe it's Dr. Jekyll went on to become Andre Harrell. If I'm going to get that, I hope I didn't get that wrong. But Andre Harrell basically took hip hop to the next level as dude who pretty much ran Uptown Records, and later on, Motown. He was the CEO of Motown. He was the one that gave us Puff Daddy. He gave us Sean Diddy Combs. He gave us the new Jack Swing. And sadly, he passed on last year. So, that was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Are we thanking people for Puff Daddy?
Yes, because there was a lot of good people that came out of Puff Daddy. Mary J. Blige came out of Puff Daddy.
True. No, the tree that Puff Daddy is a part of has some amazing artists. I'll just say it. If I was on that tree of Puff Daddy, I would not want to be remembered in my death as being associated. That's all I'm saying.
Well, but there's more to Andre Harrell. Actually, there was more to the show. Let me go on, because the third band that came on was another passing. Ecstasy, Houdini came on, and and they came rolling up, and it was just like they drew. They rode up to they started their song. They opened up with their song "We Are Houdini." Ecstasy came rolling up on the onto the stage in a motorcycle, similar to what my man from Judas Priest used to do. And then they did all their, and then Rob Halford, and they tore the place out. Ecstasy died earlier this year. I mean, and in between, and following, by the way, Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh crew, and Curtis Blow ended the show. Was the one that ended the show.
For the record, my friend, my acquaintance out there, he's not watching this show. His name is Dr. Jackson. Dr. Jackson, one of the pickup dancers, and Curtis Blow's back by popular demand. Shout out to Dawood Jackson.
Oh, he might have been on it at the show. You know who was dancing with Houdini when what it was doing this cut. It was called when they was doing the show was Jermaine Dupri. He was like 13 years old.
Oh wow.
Jermaine Dupri is the producer who gave us a lot of
Very
what comes out of Atlanta right now. So Death, all of that.
Jackson.
But we were talking about Biz Markie, and in between sets, they were setting up and they were trying to get there was Starsky, may he rest in peace. He was hosting the show, and he was like bringing some folks on that were backstage, like some of the folks from New Edition and all that. And then he asked Biz Markie. Remember, the human beatbox was big in those days, you know. So he asked a dude named Biz Markie to come on. No one knew who Biz Markie was. Biz Markie went on that stage and started doing his a 1-2, and I was like, he was just killing it for everybody because no one heard anybody do the human beatbox the way he was killing it. And it was just like, oh man, who is this brother? And then he ended up on Roxanne Shantae's records, and then he did Nobody Beats the Biz, and he was on his way to Vapors. So I mean, we got to know Biz Markie, and we all gonna miss him. I mean,
featured in the movie with Will Smith. He was in Men in Black, the original Men in Black. Or no, the second Men in Black, but part 2. When they, if people don't remember the scene, when they go back, also one of the great actors of our time. I mean, and his name eludes me right now. The old guy, I think he's dead now too. But
Tommy Jones? No, he's still alive.
All right. So Tommy Jones is still alive. Good. I'll take him in Deadpool. But Tommy Jones is still alive. But it was when he's working in the post office, and you go back, and Biz Markie is the alien that Will Smith converses with in beatbox, and I will not embarrass the great art form of beatboxing by trying to imitate the conversation. But it's people who see the movie know it's a great scene.
Yeah, a little bit of trivia for y'all. Biz Markie, while Will Smith was performing doing his solo stuff, Biz Markie was his DJ. So yeah, they were tight. So I mean, we lost a lot of good rappers back this year already. We lost Biz Markie, we lost XCC, we lost Prince Markie D from the Fat Boys. We lost MF Doom, but that was like last year. We lost oh man, names are escaping me right now. But do
you know who else died today? Joey Jordison from Slipknot.
From Slipknot, yes, I saw that. That's what I thought you was talking about, Brian.
Yeah,
that's what I thought you was talking about, Slipknot. Yeah,
he was a good drummer.
Oh no!
The videos of him like them lifting him up, going upside down.
Yeah, I think he was 46, 47 years old.
My son, who's I'm looking right now to see if he's even hearing me. He's 12. He's gonna be devastated. He's gonna be in tears, man. Oh, that's not good. I don't want to be there when. He thought. Now he left the band, right? Didn't he leave the band?
Yeah, he left the band.
Now when he left the band, now I have a story about him. So when he left the band, my son's sister's did an April Fool's joke and told him that he was coming back to the band. I had to console my son when he found out it was a prank. For about 2 hours after that, he was so upset. And this is going to, oh no, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
What a great loss. Oh my God, what happened?
Yeah, 46 years old. 46 years old.
He died.
They don't know yet. He died in his sleep at the age of 46.
Oh,
we're losing. It's the same too. We're losing a lot of good people and too young. I can't remember every rapper that that we had lost, but we lost a whole bunch of them over the past 6 months alone. None of them over the age of 60. None of them.
That's a test.
And that's the part that really sucks. Biz Markie was 57.
Yeah. And
it's like, and they did do at the concert that I was talking about with Rakim, they did do a tribute. They basically played some of his music that everybody was showing their love, and it was like, yo, we're gonna miss him. So, but hey, we're not getting any younger. We're not getting any younger. I mean, it's coming to that point where we all just have to look forward and say, hey, look back and say, what have I left behind? You know.
Well, I also think that it's important that we take care of ourselves, and especially I know activists out there, people that listen to us we dedicate a lot of our lives to other people, man. And I know that it's been plenty of times in my life, so I'm not pointing fingers, nobody but myself, where, you know, you need to take better care of yourself, because you just, to only be around, you think about, I mean, and we're talking about a lot of different people here at young ages, and we could sit here probably forever and list the people that we really needed around for a few more decades to produce, you know, great art, literature, revolutionary thought, whatever you name it, you know. So it's important, and it comes down to, you know, you got to take care of yourself, man. If you need to eat better or get better exercise or get to, you know, get some mental health counseling, you know, or whatever, do it and make it a priority, because, you know, I sure as hell would have loved to have seen Biz Markie with my kids when they were old enough to appreciate them, or, you know, Slipknot and stuff like that. And it's unfortunate. So, you know,
yeah, it is.
We got cheerier conversation, because we can talk about like QAnon and stuff here.
Screw QAnon. Not with I mean, I'm honestly, I was really glad we broke off and started talking about the show like this. We got to get my boy Not For Profit on the show when we come back. Not For Profit was in the band Reconstruction. He has his own thing is his own thing now, and I want to show him some love.
Wait, Reconstruct the Puerto Rican punk band?
Yes.
Do you know how long it took me to find the CD? I remember going to Jack's Music in Red Bank, and they're like, "We can order CD you want." I'm like, Reconstruction, Liberation Day, CBGB rap. Couldn't find it.
I can help out with that. I got to get a hold.
Now I have the CD now.
Okay.
Yeah. They have a song called like Farrakhan. That song is awesome.
Shoot, I mean, I love the band. There's so much. I actually have video of them that I shot at ABC No Rio, and I was always into that band. I was always into that band, and I interviewed some of them. I mean, I love the whole Reconstruction collective. You know, Vagabond, what's up, y'all?
Wow, that's crazy that you know that guy. Wow, that's wild. Yeah,
yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
I actually got I'm not in the office. I didn't take it down from the other office yet, but I actually have the movie poster. So I'm gonna have to put that back up in here somehow. But yeah, I music's my thing. So I was very happy to start the show off with this. But in any case, but sadly, music is not only my thing. Sometimes politics comes into play, and we got to talk about some of it here. We don't want to get too much into this, but we did start off the well, maybe we have to. We had the Senate hearings. I'm not Senate hearings, House hearings. The select committee that was watching the cop drama on
the January 6th riot, the insurrection.
Yeah, right. And they testified, and it was some interesting testimony. I mean, they're cops, and they're going to be pushing for. It's probably going to mean that they get some money out of it. But as I had been telling people all weekend, because there were some folks on the right wondering how come, and we'll get to the stupid rally that I was at later. But these they keep on bugging me saying, why am I cheering on the fact that all these people are locked up these days? Why can't we destroy all political institutions? I don't believe in any of them, which is something that you don't hear when it's us getting arrested. So I basically just told them, look, I don't give a damn whether about either side. Truth of the matter is, I loved seeing the insurrectionists go to jail. I love seeing the insurrectionists getting shot by cops. In a nutshell, I love seeing them getting their ass kicked by the system they created to kick ours. And it turned on them.
That's a soundbite.
That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at whenever I see that. You created this beast and it blew up in your fucking face. It blew up in your face. So you want me to go and march with you guys to try to get Joe fucking Biggs of the Proud Boys out? Fuck off. You guys, as soon as you guys get out, you'll be trying to throw us back in anyway. So why should I care?
Yeah,
I'm gonna just enjoy it.
Oh my God! You said that what's her name mother was there, and they're trying to turn her into a martyr. Remember the woman that got shot?
Ashley Babbitt.
Ashley,
Yeah, okay.
Ashley Babbitt.
Yeah, so basically, so they had so we heard all the testimony from all the cops and all of that. Meanwhile, there's been this effort to try to either twist it. I mean, I got to show a little bit of this, incidentally. Let me find it here. I got to show a little bit because this was up on on Twitter today. They tried to I don't have it. Never mind. They tried to have a press conference. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matt Gaetz, and Louis Gohmert and all of them. They tried to hold a press conference slamming the hearing today, and they just got drowned out and chased away.
Oh, did you see the woman chasing Matt Gaetz saying, "Are you a pedophile? Are you a pedophile?"
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
Brian, you saw it, Brian. She was like had the camera in his grill.
Oh
like,
yeah, it was wonderful.
Are you a pedophile?
Yeah, it was wonderful.
Oh yeah.
Do we have any
like,
identification on that journalist? Was it a journalist or an activist, or does anybody know what was going on there? I don't have. I wish I could give some credit to the woman, and I'll ask our writer Leah if she can find out that clip after and do a little research so we can make sure we give her credit for her, even though she didn't get an answer. I think no answer is kind
of an never answer, have
and
to.
It was always, it was fun. It was fun to watch. That's for damn sure.
She's one of those folks that will never have to pay for another beer in her life if she does in fact drink. Let's just be real about that. I shed no tears, none. Oh, wait a minute. I do have that video. All right, here we go. Let me show you what they gave us today.
Love this country.
We gotta go.
The answers to the questions.
We need a break. The left is interrupting the press conference. We need to end it. Yeah.
Thank you. For those of you that really care about this process, thank you.
So it got stormed by some protesters.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you just saw here today is, again, the intolerant left. Here, I had to actually, I'll give those back now. So the whistle.
Intolerant left.
Snowflake. What a snowflake.
Makes you cry. We are intolerant of that shit. Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. I will wear that as a badge of honor. Beats the living hell out of deplorable.
I just like Louis Gohmert is who you bring in for credibility. It's like the holy trinity of conspiracy theory goofballs.
Louis Gohmert looks exactly like you would think Louis Gohmert looked if you'd never seen him.
Yes.
He is the stupidest looking. I mean, if you had to draw a cartoon character and somebody said, draw Louis Gohmert, they'd draw that motherfucker. He's that stupid.
He looks like a character in a background of like a Popeye cartoon, like, oh, he's eating a hamburger with Wimpy. That's Louis Gohmert. Wait, did you see? Wait. Did you see the high school photo of Matt Gaetz that came out with his long blonde Nirvana hair?
I didn't know if that was real.
I hope it wasn't. I hope it is. I mean, I hope it was real. I don't know. Cannot confirm or deny, but I hope it was real.
People who have mullets are turning their heads in shame. This was a bad picture, y'all. I mean, if I knew it was going to be brought up just now, I would have made sure that I had it with me so y'all could see it.
But I will confess to having somewhat of a mullet and a rat tail when I was a younger man. It was the style at a time. It's a very short period of time and a bad one at that. But that picture, if it's real, it's one of the greatest accomplishments in mullet history. Mulletsgalore.com, which is unfortunately no longer up and running, may have put him on the homepage in their.
Oh no! He would have been the logo. He would have been the logo.
Put him on the flag.
That's a treasure trove that's been lost.
See, that's why he had. I mean, you can understand now why he had those bangs. So he had these bangs in the picture, and then he removed the bangs, and you just see nothing but Beavis and Butthead forehead. So
Yeah, I mean, we all have embarrassing photos, but I'm also a pedophile, who grifts money from unsuspecting people. I don't know. I'm not Matt Gaetz. We all have embarrassing photos, but I'm Matt Gaetz, and I'm not Louis Hurt, and I'm not Marjorie Taylor Greene. So,
yeah, and we're all better off for it, because if they do this stuff right, if we do our stuff right, we'll they wouldn't want to be Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Louis Gohmert. And those who are supporting all of the crap that they're about and all of this pro-insurrection crap, they're not going to be happy with the life that they're going traveling down themselves either. And I saw a whole bunch of them on Sunday. There is this effort to try to lionize those that were incarcerated, trying to make them into political prisoners, and demand. And a group of them have been going. This group, I want to make sure I got their name right, because I think it's Citizens Against Political Persecution or something like that. And their whole thing is to basically get everybody who was arrested in the insurrection out of jail.
Yeah, of course.
And to give you an idea of just how much this is BS, political prosecution, not persecution, Citizens Against Political Prosecution. This group was founded by Randy Ireland. Who was Randy Ireland? He's the president of the Hell's Gate Bridge chapter of the Proud Boys. And the whole, so basically, really, in many respects, this was a Proud Boy rally. Yeah, they had, they had their little friends peppered in here and there. But the thing that took place in Foley Square on Sunday was a Proud Boy rally. That's the way it goes. Now, Antifa was there, and we met them. They had a similar rally like a month before. No one really came out to oppose it because we was busy doing other things. It was Pride Month, but it wasn't Pride Month today. On Sunday. So basically, all of us decided to just roll over and give them hell. And it was peaceful. It was chill. We did have 2 arrests. One person was accused by a Proud Boy of slashing his tires. Tires are fine. They said he tried to slash them, and I don't even know if he even had a knife, so and I believe another arrest was a person that was dressed up in a pig costume dressed up in a pig costume / cop costume. So
oh boy,
I got pictures of that all over the place. It was the funniest thing in the world. But a lot of what was going on was yelling and screaming back and forth. And I got noticed. And I'm going to show you that video file, how I got noticed. Now, remember, everybody that was there, everybody that was on the Proud Boy side are all like pro Second Amendment, They're all about fighting back against the left. And I mean, really fighting back. At least they talk a good game. There was even a guy that was wearing a shirt that said "Death to Antifa," Just probably 2 or 3 feet away from him was a woman who was holding a flag with her friend, and she recognized me.
Good looking guy.
6-7 feet, actually. Here she comes.
Yeah, that's me. Pleased to meet you.
So basically, what you couldn't hear what she was saying, but she was pissed off because I spoke at Brooklyn and said that we should all be armed. She was pissed off because
they get guns into Brooklyn, but Brooklyn can't defend itself.
Right. I mean, but in general, I bet you she believes in the right to keep and bear arms. I bet there's nobody in that crowd that I would peg as saying no, we should not have a Second Amendment or anything like that. But if I say that we should have the right to keep and bear arms, oh, I'm a scumbag. This was such a. I mean, that was basically the climate that we were working in, and it was freaking crazy. I mean, the other thing that was really interesting was that every time the Proud Boys come out, there's always these so-called citizen journalists who have to run around and videotape everything, and try to get their little Andy No moment. I mean, and I do mean they do try to get their little Andy No moment, because they go up to people. Now, remember, there's barricades between us. There's cops in front of those barricades facing us. If we wanted to go through the police or through the barricades, if we wanted to go into where the area that the Proud Boys were, they would have stopped us. But for some strange reason, these so-called citizen journalists with their video cameras think it's quite all right to come to our side and try to push themselves through us. And we weren't having it. We were saying, no, stay on your side. Go. We were telling people to go around. We don't want you over here. You aren't starting any shit. Won't be no shit. Yeah. So, and they didn't get that. They thought that they could actually come over to our side and pick the fight that we wasn't giving them.
That's what we do. It's called
we wasn't giving them a fight until they came to us. Until they came to us and tried to talk about their First Amendment rights or their right to fuck with us. And hey, look, my attitude is I do that too. I'm not going to lie. But if I do it, you damn sure not going to hear me saying I'm going to kick everybody's ass. I could kick your ass in a minute. You start talking like that, you're trying to pick a fight. You're trying to provoke. And then one of these guys, I'm about to play this next one. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. One of these guys decided that he wanted to throw out something just a little weird. I don't know why he said this, but here goes. And I'll explain what this is all about.
You guys work for the 8200? You know the 8200? Do you guys have any affiliation with Israeli 8200? Do you know who they are? Oh, all right. So you're lucky.
So, and by the way, he was getting ready to say, you're lucky I'm a nice guy, otherwise I would be kicking your ass right now. I said, no, you won't. No, you would not, you anti-Semitic prick. And the reason why I say he's an anti-Semitic prick is because the 8200 is apparently military, Israeli military intelligence. Why did that come up?
Anti-Semitic conspiracy theories are the backbone of right-wing hysteria. It's been that way for hundreds, if not thousands of years. I mean, it's this, like, why would the Israelis, who generally have a right-wing government, infiltrate left-wing organizations in the United States in order to antagonize right-wing Americans? Like, it doesn't make any, like, but that's anti-Semitism, right? Remember with the Nazis, the Jews were the communists and the capitalists, right? Like, this is
needless to say, I want to find out who that fucker was. Needless to say, and I will find out. I will find out.
The problem is, as with any insane conspiracy theory, is, they try and root it in something that is in the general populace, which is like the Israeli military and their involvement in our and like AIPAC's involvement in our politics. But they don't laugh back at those legitimate organizations, and that's why the conspiracy theory hurts. If you're, we've done a lot on this, right, on the Revolution Radio for Palestinian liberation and stuff, and they just take this hard turn into insanity, but you can't pull them back. And I just want to mention that that's why conspiracy theories hurt us, because take your eyes off the real situation and distracts you.
Now, there was another group, and there's another dude that also came up to the group. Now, this tape here is a little, you don't see the whole story. You don't see the whole story of this. And the reason why I say that is because I got a little bit of notoriety for what happened. So I'm just going to show you what I want to show you right now. So here is, now keep an eye on the women behind the guy in the yellow shirt.
Don't touch me, man. Don't touch me.
You're touching my umbrella.
I don't want to touch your umbrella. I wish you would stop putting it in my face.
Get out.
Get out for what?
Hey, was that a threat? Was that a threat?
What do you mean a threat?
Not you, her.
Hey, get out the way, jabroni.
Now, I don't know who that woman was, but for those who don't know, I got to find out the stun gun law. She had a stun gun and she was over there swinging it around. Now, I don't know what the laws on stun guns are, but I do know that you can't just swing it around. If I was to pull up my shirt, I can carry in other parts of the country. If I was to show my piece to somebody I was in front of, that's my ass. You don't do that.
Brandish.
You don't do that because now you're intimidating. Now you're threatening. What she did, she only had employed that stun gun as a form of self-defense. She can't do it to intimidate, and that's why I called it out like that. Now, the part where it got even more interesting is because that dude in the yellow shirt thought, and by the way, he's a Proud Boy. Of course. He's a Proud Boy. He tried to make himself out to be some sort of liberal. He is. He's some sort of liberal, who voted for Biden and all that, but he's a Proud Boy. Don't ask. Just don't ask. Anyway, he decided that he was going to push himself through the crowd because he felt he had his right to do so. Now, the only reason why I'm not showing the video is because there's a lot of people in the video that I don't want to show on this program, and I don't think they would appreciate it if I did. But the issue was the fact that when he tried to push through the crowd, he tried once, pushed through everybody who didn't push them right the hell back. Then he tried to go through me. And I was cool about it. All I did was, remember, skinny boy, 350 pounds of fuck you. I basically told him.
That's a t-shirt. It writes itself, folks.
I started shoving him back. I didn't shove him hard. I just told him, don't do it. Just don't do it. And then he starts talking about what country am I in? And I told him straight up that this is a country where if we don't want to have anything to do with you, we don't have to. And he wanted to argue a little bit more. And then the police snatched him up. Now, when the police take your side and they hate your guts to begin with, you know you fucked up. They don't like Antifa. They don't like Black Lives Matter. Wait, is it back here? And I'm just like, okay, so if the cops are going to snatch them away, then they knew that we were in the right. And it doesn't matter to the folks on Twitter because all they saw was Antifa getting aggressive on somebody, and then they recognized me, and all the fat jokes came out.
Oh,
and
that's a new one.
Talked about how I should be arrested. You should have hit him. It's amazing how everybody, whether you're talking about a so-called citizen journalist on the street that day or online, everybody can swing when they're nowhere in the position to. Everybody was like, yeah, I should kick your ass. I said, why haven't you? Because I'm gonna tell you this right now. I did, and I told him in his own video, I told him I didn't want to put my hands on you. That's not what I'm here for. And it could have gotten worse because if I thought that there was a threat involved, that would have been his ass, and it would have been mine too. For many reasons, not just because the cops would have arrested me. I happen to know people who know him, so it's kind of like I would have heard that story. So, but. It was a crazy day. It was a crazy day, and they tried to make Ashley Babbitt a martyr at this rally. They had her mother on to talk to the crowd, and they had the audacity to go say her name, Ashley Babbitt. Ashley. So when we started hearing that, we just started going, Ashley Babbitt, rot in hell.
Oh boy.
I mean, it was a really stupid display on their part, and you can expect more. You can expect more.
Can I?
It's a different reality.
I mean, when you did that, how did the crowd react to you doing that? Because that's antagonist.
They reacted.
I'm all for it. By the way, this is not. I mean, that.
They can only do but so much. We was all yelling and screaming at each other that it probably didn't even matter anymore what we were saying to each other. I'm gonna show one last video from it. Now, why do I keep doing that? I'm gonna show one last video, and this was a video of now there's a guy by the name of James Klug. He's one of those quote unquote citizen journalists. And by the way, when I say quote unquote citizen journalists, I'm just saying more or less, in my opinion, Proud Boy propaganda.
Yeah. A guy with a camera.
Yeah. And James Klug fixed that bill. I mean, he isn't running around with the Proud Boys all the time, so I just say conservative propagandists. But I met James Klug a while back in September when the Proud Boys were supposed to have a rally in Philadelphia and didn't show up, but 500 people showed up. Now, we were all wearing masks that day. So when James Klug and his friend decided to walk through the crowd with a pro-Trump sign and no mask, we knew he was a problem. Well, he declared, we had a chant while we was marching up to the park, marching up to Foley Square, I should say. It was like, what's that noise? Fuck the Proud Boys. And this knucklehead had the audacity to say, there appears to not be any Proud Boys present.
Oh, I saw that, yeah.
And trying to make it sound like that it was just some sort of boogeyman that we came up with. Ladies and gentlemen, meet the Proud Boys that were not present. Where is it? Do I have the video? This rally for the square. Oh yeah, here it is. Meet the Proud Boys that were not present. A lot of them. Did that Proud Boy know?
Hey, yo, Proud Boys to my dick. What the
the other Proud Boy logo?
Yep, it is.
We don't care about them.
Yep, split up as soon as you call them out.
The motherfucker here, bitch.
Even the black dude right there was a Proud Boy. Boy, you associated with him. He calls himself running for governor in New York, by the way. His name is Derek Gibson. And it just tells you what the hell it is we were dealing with that day. I mean, it was crazy. They're probably going to have more rallies. They haven't announced them. I mean, like I said, they had one last month at Foley Square. They had this one. I think they haven't announced one yet, but they're probably going to have another one at Foley Square probably in August. It remains to be seen. Incidentally, this was the International Day to support anti-fascist political prisoners. Sunday was that day. So we definitely did observe that in some of our banners and things like that. So I want to make sure that everybody is mindful of the fact that there are indeed some people who are incarcerated around the world that should not be. I am not talking about the insurrectionists of January 6th. Okay. If you want to learn more about them, just go. Want to learn more about those individuals? Just check out Antifa International. They'll be able to hook you up with anything that you want to know about that. And I'm going to look up because I'm not saying they're international. Their web address because I don't have it on me right now. But just go to I would say just go to @Antifa ITNL on Twitter. That's Antifa International. They can give you all the information about this day. And there's also the International Anti-Fascist Defense Fund for anti-fascists that are in help and need, legal need, and the Antifa International definitely helps you out with that. Can get you on the right track with helping people out. But that was my weekend. That was my weekend, and I got more to talk about in a minute. But I want to hear what y'all had to say about it first.
I mean, nothing really. I mean, I'm glad I went out there. Honestly, I was kind of away. I was with my family the weekend, but in terms of Foley Square, I mean, I'm glad there. I mean, but I mean, like we could see the lying from the employees. They're saying they're there. We hypocrisy when they point fingers at you, talk about you, inciting by saying you want to arm people. These are the tact that these people use. I mean, the anti-Semitic guy, like you'll see it. It's the left that's racist. It's the left that's really violent. But you see it on their side, right? They literally it's conspiracy theory. I mean, Ashley Babbitt. I don't want to disrespect the mentally ill, but like this woman was not right, and she wasn't a hero.
No, she wasn't. She wasn't. And my attitude about that, incidentally, is they was over there yelling and screaming about the fact that I was not feeling any love for Ashley Babbitt. So how can you say that about her? She was killed by a cop. Don't you hate it when cops kill people? I said, I don't like Ashley Babbitt, and I wish they killed more of you sons of bitches. I actually said that.
Oh wow.
I actually told her to do it. I said, my only regret is that they didn't kill more of you. I'm not shirking away from that one. I mean, you guys want to get with us. You guys want to talk shit. You guys want to talk about how it's okay to run over us while we're in the street, while Cuban protesters are marching in the street.
My wife went to UVA. She spent time in Charlottesville. Met Heather Heyer's mother when she came to go speak, and she talked about having to go get her car and all of that. These people are killers. It's not about I want people to understand. It's not about agreements or misunderstanding. These people are killers. They're racist and they're dangerous, trying to get political power.
I'm glad that you were out there to identify who it is, because I think we also have to look at this with some historical context. It can be difficult because history is usually looked at in hindsight, but I think where we are is that Trump racist white supremacist movement of the past 4 years. It's still fractured, but it is kind of starting to come back together. So you had Trump leave, you had January 6th, and I can get back into those hearings maybe before we leave, but right now, I think that what you're looking at is, all those arrests, the arrest of leadership in the Proud Boys and all that stuff, fractured the movement, and now they're trying to figure out ways to keep the movement going, and that's resulting in as we've exposed here, is this infiltration into a Medicare for all narrative, and these citizen journalists that you're going to see popping up, which are essentially people that lost their cells. I mean, just think about you're a douchebag and you're a Proud Boy, and your cell just got busted. 2 people figured out that Trump was a moron and left. Another guy got arrested, and everybody else got freaked out. What are you going to do? You go off and you become a citizen journalist. You get a YouTube channel and, put stuff out. So, you're going to see a lot more of these odd behaviors in maybe smaller cells. And so it's really important that, you take, or for our audience here, takes what Daryle is doing and keeps an eye on their own areas and their own purviews, whether it be on social media, or whether it be in your neighborhoods, morons running for school board positions. You have to watch out for people doing individual acts of white supremacy, because, this isn't gone away. It's kind of figuring out its next move. And
well, see, that's the thing about when we are looking at the Medicare for All stuff and what they're doing and what Jimmy Dore is doing and the Boogaloo is doing and what they tried to do on Sunday. The form of rebranding is that they have engaged in after January 6th. Every time they get in trouble, they do some sort of weird rebranding. When Charlottesville blew up, all the Nazis seemed to go away except for the ones that were of color. And then when January 6th blew up, now they had to do another form of rebranding, which is really curious. And that leaves us to the Jimmy Dore types. Now we have fascists hiding behind people who are liberal or lean left that are willing to defend them. I can't wait to see what happens
YouTube
when that blows up.
So they got to get those YouTube subscriptions and those Twitter likes. I mean, and this Twitter is like out of hand. This online shit is out of hand.
And it's gonna continue in this direction unless we get a handle on it. And that brings me to the American Renaissance Conference in November 12th to the 14th at the Montgomery Bell State Park in Burns, Tennessee. We're trying to get as many people to come out to that, or at least shut it down. Now, if you cannot make it, we got something for you. Because one of the things that's really important is that we have some individuals that are coming to this country that are straight up neo-fascists, also politicians from their home countries who are going to speak at this conference. We don't need more fascists coming here, especially fascists that actually has hate crime charges and weapons charges in their home country. And that's the basic deal when it comes to Dries van Leeuwenhoek, who is from who was a Belgian member of parliament, and Ruben Caleb of Estonia, who was also a member of parliament, who has some connections to neo-Nazis and is a Holocaust denier. Leeuwenhoek is the one with the hate crime and weapons charges, hate speech, I believe, charges. Now, this is time to start telling what we've been basically doing over the past couple of weeks is encouraging people, and we passed out these flyers to on Sunday to let people know that this is going on and they're coming here, and we need to call our elected officials and let them know that they are coming here. And if you want more information, there's the web address to all the information you need about those two individuals and that conference. You will get some information on that conference. So just go to idavox.com/index.php/stop-Ameren. I'll make sure haven't done it yet, but there will be something about the American Renaissance Conference on the sidebar. There is already something on the sidebar now, as a matter of fact, but it doesn't have this information. So I'm going to change that. If you click on the alert about American Renaissance Conference that's on the sidebar on our public calendar right now, you can get the information about the conference. But by tomorrow, you should have information about our effort to try to keep these sons of bitches out of the damn country, because they have no business here.
Yep.
And that's just it in a nutshell. We do not need to bring somebody that's going to try to encourage our terrorists here. You know, one of the guys that's speaking also is Vincent James Fox, who was one of the people who was there on January 6th. Others were there for Charlottesville. Remember, 2 weeks before Charlottesville, they had this conference. So it's important for people to just remember what it is we're fighting, what it is we're dealing with. So, but that's, what a day. What a week, I gotta tell you. What a week we have had. So
I did want to, if we could, leave just back for a minute into these hearings that you don't want to talk too much about.
Yeah.
I did spend way too much time watching them. I'll admit to zoning out and getting involved in other things, but I more or less had it on, the screen for the entirety of it. And like I said, I think the cops are going to get more money. I think there's more to come out. It was the first day. I was extraordinarily disappointed in the brevity of it and the lack of depth. But what people are saying, of course, the liberal defenders of what's going on are saying, well, wait, there's a lot more to come, more subpoenas, more testimony. Okay, fine. I'm looking forward to some details that I don't know about because I didn't learn anything today. Mm-hmm. I saw what I've been seeing since the day happening. I reviewed the January 6th show that me, Christian, Lark, and Leah did together. And honestly, we kind of laid it all out then that day as it was happening. And not much more has come to bear. So, I'm thinking I should learn something more about this. But there's definitely going to be an angle that turns police into heroes, and we need to hire more cops, and they need more training and more guns and more this and more police. And I think that that's what happens when you trust when you trust the Democratic Party to do something. I mean, they're going to muck it up with liberal shenanigans, and that's what I've seen. Now, if we actually expose some names, and what I'm very, very much looking forward to is naming the names. Who in Congress was cooperating with these terrorists, giving them the layout of the buildings, telling them who to hunt and how to hunt them, because they were trying to kill people. Again, not that I give a fuck, but I'm, the curious side of me wants to know the truth. I really can only form a good political opinion if I know the truth of what happened. And those are the truths I don't know about. I don't know who in Congress cooperated with and therefore are also terrorists. And I don't know if the Democratic Party has the kind of stones it takes to make those very justified accusations. I have not seen them, I have not heard them, and I have seen them fall well short of what that truth is. And if I don't see that, if I don't see those connections being made, and I don't see those accusations and those basically connections made, then it's all a big fucking waste of time. It's all a big fucking waste of time. Because you're going to change some managers around, leave the bosses in charge, and 4 more years we get to watch what happens when we try to do it again.
Yeah, and ultimately that is my attitude as well, because frankly, if we don't see results, then it was just a circus act. And we don't want to see circus acts. We want to see accountability. I don't want to keep complaining about Marjorie Taylor Greene. Bad enough that they allowed her to be in Congress to begin with, and Lauren Boebert and all them. I want to see us doing something about folks that are trying to do us harm. And if you are in office and you are tell us that you are in no position to do something about them, then you're one of the people trying to do us harm. You're one of the people that are doing us harm. There is no excuse for allowing people who were able to do what they did on January 6th to just completely get away with it. No way. I don't want fall guys. I want to make sure that not only this doesn't happen again, because when it happens again, it's really going to be worse, and it's going to come back on all of us to the point that we might be killed. Because everybody keeps talking about how that was basically their beer hall push. The beer hall push wasn't the end of the Nazi Party; it was just the beginning. But if you're not prepared to handle that, then that means that you're not somebody that we need to have in that position. We need to find somebody out there that will. And if you're not too keen on it, then
I've joked about how Joe Biden sending me all this money for all these children that I had has turned me around a little bit. I can't curse a guy out all the time when he's sending me $1,000. I'm just saying. But more than that, if the Democrats have just never shown me the kind of intestinal fortitude it would take to turn to basically your coworker who may work across the hall from you and say, you tried to kill me and I'm going to hold you accountable now. And what I've seen from the Democrats is they would rather shy away from that conversation, continue to compromise and be bipartisan, and basically leave the rest of us at risk and in jeopardy of something happening, while they themselves, feel safer and feel better about themselves having cooperated with Nazis.
Exactly. Well, listen, we're now going long. It's about 5 minutes after 9, and unfortunately, I cannot go too much longer. But and we're gonna play a little bit of Rakim before we get out of here.
All right.
Play Rakim a little bit. But it's like 3 minutes long. As soon as I turn it off, then we get the outro. So but before we go, Idavox, if you want to know what's going on with Idavox, just go to idavox.com over the next month, and just be on the lookout for that next commercial when we hype up this September 14th show. Hopefully I can get not for profit on.
Hey.
But if you want to stay in touch with me, otherwise it's D Lamont Jenkins on Twitter and Instagram. I'm the Notorious DLJ on TikTok. Yeah, I joined the crowd.
Oh boy, you're with the kiddies now.
Yeah. I'm young at heart.
That's okay. That's how you reach them.
More than them, I fart. But no. If you guys want to help, go to onepeoplesproject.com and learn a little bit more about my organization. And if you want to help us along, feel free to donate. There's a donate button there or a donate page. We also got snazzy t-shirts that I didn't have the commercial for set up, so I'm not going to try to grab it now. Brian, what's going on with you?
So we're joining in the summer break sessions. We're taking NJR Live off this week, but we'll be back next week probably. And then I said we're going to do 2 shows. Maybe we'll do 3 in August. I'm not sure. But in the meantime, our staff will be putting together clips and social media posts, keeping you abreast of activist activity. So we're not shutting down Revolution Radio. We're just breaking for the summer and recharging our batteries. And while we do that, I know I used to do the show in the studio, but it seems that I'm in a shed. It's because I'm in a shed. I need a new laptop. We need a lot of stuff, and it would really, really be great to come back full speed in September, having replaced my laptop and maybe gotten some other studio equipment in place. So, and that takes money. We don't need a lot of it to run Revolution Radio, but I'll tell you, that's why every little bit of it results in something better happening on the show. So if you can give $50 to help me towards my laptop, that would be wonderful. So if you're listening to this, www.njrevolutionradio.com, or give directly to Idavox, because we all work together, we all do our part, and it is a network that really has come together over the last year. We've only been in business as Revolution Radio since January, so this just keeps going, and it's fueled by donations. So help a brother out. Appreciate it.
So thanks much, Brian. Christian, you got anything going on?
Yeah, I mean, like Brian said, I'm going to be releasing some clips. I released a couple. So if you can, check them out. I released one on what's going on in Cuba and Haiti, and just edited a clip I had put up. It's only 4 minutes, folks. It's a simple question answered, right? It's the difference between conspiracies and conspiracy theories. I had given a lecture here. I edited the clip. Check it out, folks. It's about 5 minutes long. Check me out on Twitter. I'm still trying to figure out this Twitter thing, @Perez Podcast. Please donate. Donate to Revolution Radio. Donate to One People's Project, and have a great summer. I'm going to try and be active on releasing some videos, and please follow. Please support. That's all I can say. Thank you, Daryle.
Thank you, and I thank y'all for having me do this over the past year or so. I mean, I'm really enjoying myself. We aren't even a year old, but these past couple of months have been a really good opportunity for me to come out and let my freak flag fly, and I needed that simply because when One People's Project started, I mean, it was just boom, 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 one article after another. Now things are slowing down a little bit because we got a whole bunch of people that are just doing it. And I'm old, so. But in any case, I'm like I said, we'll be back. We'll be back on September 14th, and when we come back, we're going to be even more of a well-oiled machine. Hey. My attitude is just don't sweat the technique, like Rakim would say, because it's a good technique and we're going to stick with it, baby. We're going to play a little bit of him, and then we'll see you on the 14th of September, and DOJ will say, peace.
So mind-blowing, man. Thank y'all for coming, showing support for Rakim. You know what I'm saying? This is dope. Sounds of the City, NJ Pack. Thank you, Newark, New Jersey. Thank Roz Baraka for doing this, man. This is crazy. Dope. So now, are y'all ready? Nah. Are y'all ready? Alright, introducing the extraordinary Cypher Divine Ever, MC, give it up for Rakim!
The God MC, we got it. Yo, standing by the speaker. Suddenly I had this. Speaker wasn't me a ether. Something madness. Stop this kid, stay the ground so I get closer. Close I get, when it's set, my mind starts to activate. Down to labyrinth. The thing I heard would be out the tragedy. Something from the top of my head, so I'm telling you to move with a black man. I'm scared. The players then structure, put it together, the simple way. Quite clever. Some of you been trying to write rhymes for years, but we got theirs, they would take my ear. Is this the best that you can make? Cause if not, then you got more. So turn up the bass, it's better when it's loud. Cause I like to turn it. Come on, get your hands up, get your hands up. Everybody in the crowd, let me hear you rock him. Come on. Say rock him. Say G.O.D. Say the God MC. Just like that.